us, baby. Come on, Brandon. C40 was easy, you got this. Stick to the lane, buddy. Stick to your lane. You know what? It's there.
What is up? Brandon Lilly here. It's been a few weeks since I made a video, and I'm going to explain that. Just kind of like to piggyback off the last video. People had asked me where I'd been, what I'd been doing as far as training leading up to Tattooed and Strong, and the truth of the matter was I was staying in the moment. And I'm not trying to sound like super zen or anything like that, but I began working with Ingrid Markham. She was having me do mobility warm-ups for my knee, things to help me with some imbalances that I had as far as my structure was going. And by the time I was done with all of that, I was 15-20 minutes into my workout. I had a really good sweat going, I had a really good rhythm going, so it didn't make sense for me to necessarily start my camera, set it up, stop my camera, set it up, start my camera, on and on and on. I just stayed focused on what I was doing, and I really enjoyed myself. It was nice to not have that obligation of the camera. Now, fast forward to when I got over to the UK, Wi-Fi was my only source of communication. I didn't buy a travel package for my phone or anything like that, and I did so intentionally. One, it's just the international stuff is outrageous, but also I wanted to kind of free myself from my phone. Now, I work from my phone, I communicate with all my friends through my phone, so I am on my phone quite a bit throughout the day, but I find myself doing needless phone checks, and just repetitive phone checks, kind of like a smoker, not because I really want to, check out what's going on, it's just habit. So when I was over there, when I had the Wi-Fi, I was using it, but for the most part, I just tried to keep it down, and really enjoy the people that I was there with, really enjoy the atmosphere. I really, really love the people associated with the GPC. Of course, Paul and Tanya, who looked after me while I was over there, allowed me to stay in their home. And then my friends in Ireland and so on, that just made sure that this trip was very, very successful. It was an absolutely great time, but I tried to stay right there where I was. I didn't take a million photographs. I looked at the world through the lens of my eye rather than through the lens of my phone, and I just tried to absorb it. And I'll tell you what, I'm not trying to preach or say that I'm better than anyone else, but it was just a nice break from media, and do I wish I had recorded a few things? Yeah, looking back I do, but they're mine. I have them, and I have them as memories. And sometimes, one of the great things about memories is you tend to highlight the good stuff and kind of eliminate some of the bad. And not that there was really any bad, but those memories are only going to be improved upon in my mind. Whereas if I had the photograph or if I had a video, it could kind of diminish it a little bit. So I'm very, very thankful for that. But that being said, I am going to promise myself, because it keeps me accountable, it keeps me focused, and it keeps me driven, is to do a video every single day. Now, I am a power lifter. Most of you all started following me because of my lifts. I would say that my beliefs and my viewpoints, especially now going forward, are going to be quite a bit different from what you may have expected from me, or even things that I used to say and feel. For example, I'm having this kind of love affair with reading about the martial arts and Eastern philosophy, and one of the things that I've found very, very appealing to me is that you look at like the Russian lifters, the Chinese weightlifters, there's just this dedication to the mastery of the movement, and we always see that they do things so effortlessly, and it just looks like they could do so much more, but they don't. And for me, I've started kind of like taking this kung fu mentality about everything, that the total is only one part of the journey, and that's only one measure of strength. And I'm trying to look at all the ways that I can become stronger and truly consider myself a master in and of the movements. I don't think anybody would ever watch my lifts and say that I'm necessarily a bad lifter, but I'm trying to learn how to be a better lifter through technique. And then I'm trying to master the weight, I'm trying to master myself, I'm trying to master my mind. So yes, to me the total is still very, very important. 3-4 years ago I would have said the total is the only thing. You get the total no matter what. Now I'm telling you that you master the movement, you master the movement of the body, the strength of the mind, the total will come. So that sounds a little out there, but it's just something that I'm working on in my head. And bear with me for these next few weeks and months. And honestly, to answer a question I get asked pretty regularly now, where's the Cube Predator book? Well, when I started working with Ingrid, that opened up a whole new world to me. I've always been a guy that was like, oh, you don't need to mobilize, you just need to get under the bar and start working. Well, that is true to a degree, but that's only if you want to become good at 3 things: squat, bench, and deadlift. And I became bound by those exercises. I became bound by the inability of my body to move outside of those requirements, and I became a pretty miserable person. And I think if you're honest with yourself, you can see a lot of powerlifters have put themselves in a situation where they're no longer athletic, they're no longer able to move. And I'm not talking about being a supple leopard, and that's not a knock on Kelly Starrett. I'm just saying taking it further than just being able to do the movements required. So when I started working with Ingrid, this opened my eyes to a whole nother realm that I need to learn about, write about, and understand. And then again, changing the mentality of things, buying into this idea of mastery of movement, mastery of the mind, so on and so forth. That's again another area that I need to write about, I need to understand more. So rather than writing about something and saying, you know what, here's my Cube Predator book, and I know these things are going in my head and I want to write about them and speak about them, rather than releasing that book and then having to do a Cube Predator 2.0 or a whole new book altogether, I want to take a step back, put these ideas in there, combined with what my old ideas were, because even though my ideas have evolved, that doesn't necessarily mean that my ideas previously were wrong. I think they were right for that time, but now as I'm moving forward, I'm looking at things differently. So, it's all about growing and challenging yourself to become better. And I'll leave you with a pretty cool story. I was reading about Bruce Lee, and he was talking about a situation where he had gotten in a fight with a guy, and he was talking about all the skills that martial arts had taught him, and that he easily won the fight, physically. But then they were talking a little bit further, and they asked him a question, and they said, well, how did you feel? And he said, the sad thing about it is we both lost. And they asked him to go on and explain more about what he was feeling, and he said, if I had truly used my martial arts, I would have talked him out of the fight altogether. Now, that's some pretty heavy stuff to me, and that's, if you want to interpret that however you will, I think that's awesome. And that doesn't mean don't compete. When I first told this story to somebody was like, so you're saying don't compete? And I'm saying no, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, if you couldn't compete, if you didn't compete, could you still be content, and would you still be putting the effort forward to do what you do, even if no one would ever know? And that's a place that I want to be. Is I want to get back to the point of doing this completely for myself, completely for the betterment of myself, completely so I am focused only on the things that I need, not what others expect of me, not what others think are cool, not what others would like to see documented, but only what I need. And that's what this journey is about. So moving forward, I will do videos every single day. I will be talking a lot about lifting. I will be talking a lot about books I'm reading, food I'm cooking, places I'm going, anything and everything that I think is fun and exciting, and I hope you guys will come along. Like I said, I looked at the video count, and I can remember a time when I would get 5, 6, 7,000 video views in a day, and I'm getting 1,000 now. And what's really, really cool about that is Of the 1,000, a lot of you are engaging and asking questions and, you know, commenting, and I feel like it's a much deeper connection with 1,000 people than this wide range connection with 7 or 10,000 people that don't say anything. So please, you know, like the video, share the video, hate the video, dislike the video, whatever it is, but comment, ask questions, give me things to think about, challenge me, please. This is something, as much as I give to you, you can give to me by asking challenging questions, fair questions, things that will make me think, recommend books, recommend foods, recommend places to go, anything and everything, so that along the way, hopefully we build each other up. And that's what this is all about. So thanks for watching, and next time you see me will be tomorrow, and we'll do some training and talk about that. So thanks for watching. I know these videos get long as hell, but check out my PR deadlift at my new body weight. Thanks to Paul and Tanya George, I was a 308 and I pulled 760. Very, very proud of that. After everything that went on, I lost nearly 45 pounds and still pulled a PR at that body weight. Benched a PR, tied a PR at that body weight as well. And then to kick things off or finish things off, it's my little man finishing a Rubik's Cube. So 9 years old, kicking ass and taking names. Thanks for watching. See you soon.